Get rid of these 5 items for a happy and peaceful life after the age of 70. Let me start with a question that merits your undivided attention, ladies and gentlemen. What is it that you still worry about? Not the little, everyday annoyances or fleeting pains of aging, but the silent, profound weights. The type that get ingrained in your mind and bones. You barely notice them now, the sort you've carried around for so long. Even now, what do you still cling to that no longer benefits you? Don't get me wrong, there are things, people, habits, and worries that don't belong at this phase of your life. They will also deprive you of the independence, dignity, and tranquility that your years have more than earned if you do not intentionally let them go. Your time becomes more than simply precious at the age of 70, it becomes holy. Instead of conflict or turmoil, these are the years that should be characterized by ease and elegance. However, peace doesn't just happen. In the same way that a gardener removes weeds to preserve the flowers, you must now remove from your life everything that no longer illuminates you. I thus invite you to think carefully today. And I give you this word as a common reality among people who have lived, lost, loved, and learned, not as counsel from a faraway voice. If you want to live a full, purposeful, and serene life after the age of 70, you must get rid of these 5 things. 1. The approval process. We are taught to look for approval from the minute we are born. We turned to our parents and instructors for approval when we were kids. It was classmates and society throughout adolescence. Furthermore, we were so adept at changing who we were as adults to conform to social norms that we lost sight of our true form. To be more likable, acceptable, and proper, you've spent decades adjusting, biting your tongue, saying yes when you wanted to say no, and donning masks. However, after 70? Not only is that need needless, but it is also burdensome. It's a chain. And now is the time to let it go. Because the basic reality is that no matter how kind you are, someone will always find something wrong with you. Someone will think you owe them more, regardless of how giving you are. Someone will still be insulted, regardless of how acceptable it is. Not everyone will agree with you. You couldn't. The difference is that you don't have to try anymore. The craving for approval is a sign of insecurity rather than goodwill. Additionally, you have earned the right to be confident in your identity at your age. Giving up this behavior does not imply being ruthless or uncaring. It entails at last putting your own truth first. It entails speaking honestly, establishing boundaries guilt-free, and putting your comfort ahead of other people's expectations. Indeed, people will respond. Some people could be taken aback. Some might even resist. Particularly those who profited from your selflessness, your quiet, and your propensity to make people feel at ease while you felt invisible. However, you are no longer burdened by their discomfort. You're not here to calm down the craziness of others. Living as freely, truthfully, and calmly as possible is why you are here. And when you do, what happens? You discover that the people who genuinely matter are the ones who stick by you and accept you for who you are. Discussions get more in-depth. Friendships make things clear. You connect instead of perform. Approval is not a reward worth pursuing after the age of 70. Authenticity is. Use that as your compass. 2. Revisiting the past. The thief is regret. It takes from both ends of life. It ruins the memories of the past and obscures the potential of the future. It's conceivable that you've had 1,000 pleasures and 1,000 errors by the time you're 70. You have experienced both wins and defeats. There have been things you wish you hadn't spoken and things you didn't say that still reverberate within you. Most importantly, however, the past is behind us. One cannot alter it. There is no way to negotiate it. One cannot relive it. Remorse is like arguing with time itself. It involves carrying a ghost on your back as the present discreetly passes between your fingers and whispers "what if" in your ear. Remorse is not accountability. Being responsible means making the most of your remaining time. Did you make a mistake? You did, of course. Every person who has ever lived done the same. However, mistakes are proof that you were alive, not a sign of character failure. They are the traces of a person who risked, loved, tried, and gained knowledge. When regret turns into a prison and no longer serves as a lesson, it becomes harmful. The past cannot be changed. However, you can compose the conclusion. Write it well, then. Live now with the goal of fixing what can be fixed. What you can still say, say it. Love the people you can still love. And give up things that don't require your energy anymore. Your regrets do not define you. What happens next is up to you. Make that your strength. 3. Negative connections. Although it is one of the most potent types of courage, there is another type that is hardly commended. It's having the guts to leave. This relationship no longer brings peace, one could say. It simply causes suffering. And I let it go. You don't have the emotional capacity to support folks at this age who don't appreciate you, simply because you worry and take far more than they provide. Relationships that are toxic might be subtle. It's not always shouting or fighting. It might be passive hostility at times. Sometimes it's love masquerading as manipulation. People occasionally only show up when they need something, never merely to show concern or exchange time. And all too frequently, we put up with these individuals for far too long, either out of responsibility, remorse, history, or loneliness. But realize this: just because a relationship has lasted a long time doesn't mean it's worth keeping if it drains you. When it comes to emotional abuse or neglect, there is no trophy for perseverance. Furthermore, it is not unkind to leave. It's a self-respecting deed. I matter, it says. My tranquility is important. My time is important. You create space for those who support your calm when you let go of those who disrupt it. Not many, perhaps, but enough. Relationships based on love, respect, and joy are what you deserve. Your remaining years are not worth anything less. Keep in mind that loneliness is not the same as solitude. The place of solitude is holy. Clarity develops there. You don't require a lot of people. Only the appropriate ones are required. Furthermore, no one can ever really make you feel alone again if you can find contentment in your own company. Those who just provide weight should be let go. Not everyone should be carried by your emotions. It was designed to convey affection. 4. Fear of death. The adversary is not death. Death is viewed in our society as something to be feared, avoided, and concealed. Death, however, is a component of life, not its antithesis. Living in constant fear of death is like being in a cage. Indeed, one becomes more acutely conscious of mortality after the age of 70. Compared to the distance behind, the distance ahead is shorter. And you may either be liberated or terrified by that fact. Life is not prolonged by fear of death. It gets smaller. It transforms today's blessing into worry for the future. But here's a secret that has been passed down through the ages and cultures: you start living when you stop being afraid of dying. Every day, Stoics told themselves, you could leave life right now, to inspire presence rather than to engender hopelessness. Buddhists meditate in graves to enjoy light rather than to pursue gloom. Why? Because understanding that the moment is fleeting enhances its beauty more than anything else. Coffee with a pal in the morning? It becomes holy. That peaceful stroll in the park? It becomes sacred. With your grandchild, that laugh? It becomes eternal. You are not to be robbed by death. It is here to serve as a reminder that time is valuable. Make good use of it. And living your life as you see fit is the best remedy for your dread of dying. One in which you express your true feelings. One in which what you can mend is repaired. One in which you may appreciate, forgive, love, and create. Therefore, don't avoid thinking about dying. Allow it to sit next to you as a teacher rather than a danger. Let it teach you the most important things. Allow it to inspire you to live fully now, rather than later. 5. The conviction that change is impossible. You have already given up if you think there is no more hope for change. Furthermore, you are too alive to accomplish it. As we become older, we perpetuate the harmful belief that this is just the way I am. However, we do not have to believe that untruth. There is no timeline for the human spirit. There is no end date for growth. There is no time limit on reinvention. Some persons in their 80s have acquired painting skills. Those who fell in love at the age of 90. Those who, after carrying anguish for a lifetime, have forgiven. Some have taken completely different routes when others believed it was too late. Can I change, is not the question at hand. Will I allow myself to, is the query. There is no need for drastic change. It might be something as simple as changing one's perspective, dropping a habit, or being open to trying something new. Every morning is an opportunity to write a better conclusion. You're not finished evolving. The fact that you are still alive is sufficient authorization. Concluding remarks: a life that is lighter is better. Life is measured not just in time but also in weight. What is the weight of your heart? To what extent is your spirit free? How bright is your day? Our thoughts, not our hands, are the things that weigh us down the most. It's time to reduce the workload beyond 70. Give up trying to please everyone. Give up regret. Get rid of harmful individuals. Give up your fear. Give up the idea that you are unchangeable. Release and get up. Let this next chapter be one of improvement rather than deterioration. Let it be the chapter in which you finally quit acting and begin to just be. Peace, not pressure, is your compass in this chapter, where you strive for joy rather than perfection. Above all, let this be the chapter in your life that you live for yourself. Your remaining time is not less time. Time has been distilled. It is yours to keep safe, it is pure and valuable. Make the most of it. Enjoy it without restrictions. Take it easy. Because how much time do I have, is no longer the question. The question has always been, what will I do with the remaining time? You still have complete control over that answer.